So last night, while I was streaming Euro Truck Simulator 2, a debate was taking place. This debate was between Jeremy Corbyn and Boris Johnson. Understandably, I was unable to watch it, but I was able to watch it afterwards. So I thought today what we would do is go through some of the comments they made. I can't play the video, copyright, and decide for ourselves who we think the real winner was, if there was one in the first place. One of the first comments Jeremy Corbyn made that had me thinking was that Boris Johnson's deal got through the House of Commons with the support of the DUP. Now, I remember the debates before that bill was presented and summarily accepted. The DUP aren't a fan of it. They like the idea of having a say, but they're still not a fan of it, and they voted against it. The way it went was that 285 Conservative MPs, 19 Labour MPs and 25 independents voted for the deal. All 10 DUP MPs voted against it. Therefore, Jeremy Corbyn's comment is false. The next one comes from Boris, and it's a comment that's actually come up in Parliament many times. In fact, it was coming up so many times, it came up many times during Theresa May's premiership, with her promising that austerity was coming to an end, and so now we're going to start investing again. The comment was, I said that we would put 20,000 more police officers on the street of our country, and we are recruiting them now. I said we'd upgrade 20 hospitals, and we have 40 new hospitals. That programme is going ahead. While I get the point he's making that we are putting 20,000 more than what we currently have, if we go back to 2010, when austerity had to be introduced, police officers have fallen in number by 20,500. In England and Wales, that is. On the subject of hospitals, the government has already announced 20 hospitals it plans to upgrade. The 40 new ones apparently come from a pledge of $2.7 billion for building work on 6 hospitals, and a further 34 will only share an initial $100 million to develop future plans, which doesn't mean they're building new hospitals at all. Next, Jeremy Corbyn said that there are 33,000 nurse vacancies at the moment in the NHS. A bit of an understatement, actually it's nearly 40,000. Sorry Jeremy, you've undersold this one. I know it's not much of a point, but come on, get your facts right. And those figures are derived directly from the NHS themselves. Another really contentious argument is the border down the Irish Sea, where Boris said that his deal would not put a trade border down the Irish Sea, as Northern Ireland will remain a part of the customs territory of the United Kingdom. Now this one's a bit contentious because it does depend on how you define a trade border down the Irish Sea. Under his agreement, goods will be checked going from Great Britain to Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland will continue to follow EU rules on food and manufactured goods, while the rest of the UK will not. Goods entering Northern Ireland that are deemed at risk of being moved to the Republic of Ireland are also subject to EU customs tariffs. And Stephen Barclay, the Brexit secretary, did confirm this just means filling in a form, which is a lot of effort for some people, I know. To continue on with the discussion about the NHS, Corbyn said, "You're going to sell our NHS out to the United States and Big Pharma." This is the biggest attack line that has been coming from Labour since the election was announced, in fact, shortly before, in fact, as well. US trade negotiators have set out their objectives, which include a full market access for US pharmaceuticals. Prime Minister has responded repeatedly by saying, "There is no circumstance in which this government or any Conservative will put the NHS on the table in any free trade negotiation." So we don't really have an answer whether or not one is telling the truth or not, because actions speak louder than words. So for now, this is at best scaremongery until something happens. Corporation tax. Boris said it is already the lowest in Europe. This comes shortly after a decision to postpone a planned cut so that the money then could be used to invest in the NHS to keep up with Labour's reckless spending, which he never could. Ireland actually has the lowest, at 12.5. It's why Google operate out of Ireland when you get your AdSense payments. I think also Amazon as well list themselves as there. Interesting. All in all, I'm not entirely convinced either one. Both were caught out. Boris is far more entertaining, so I have to lean slightly in his favour because he's funny. But it'll be very interesting to see how people spin this. I've already seen the Twitter hashtags indicating that the Tories are having a bit of a meltdown. Maybe I'll address those tomorrow.